Maybe. Good morning. Good afternoon. What is it? 1:52. Retired. I never can get my nose back where it belongs. I had it smashed. A heavyweight. Diamond belt champion of California heavyweight was sitting in the gym and I didn't know who he was. And I come in and I'm looking for somebody to work out with. Just thought maybe this guy. He looks like he's a nice guy. Pretty rugged looking, too. I'll ask him if he wants to spar. And I'm a middleweight and he's a heavyweight. I just want to work out, make us sweat, move around, hit, this and that. This guy, real narcissist, killer. Didn't look it. He looked like he was meek, big guy, nice guy, type person. Oh, he says, "Oh, you want to spar me, huh? Okay." I go, "Yeah, I just want to work out." And his buddy goes, "Well, he's the diamond belt champion of California heavyweight champion. You want to work out with him? You're not even his weight." I just want to move around, work up a sweat. This is not a fight. We're not getting paid or anything, So he's okay. So he goes over in the back of the corner of the dressing room there, and he got his suitcase there, and he brings a black suitcase, and he puts it up on the table, and he opens it up, and he brings out these gloves. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe the gloves he brought out. All the weight was in the wrist, around the wrist, and it was just a fight glove. They're 14 ounces, but fight glove. And he starts putting them on. I'm looking at it going, stupid me, Oh, he ain't gonna, what's he gonna do? I'll stay away from him. He won't be able to hit me. I'm too confident. Now I'm thinking, I'll be able to handle him. I'll get in there. He puts them on, and I put on my headgear. I got halfway. I should have had that headgear that has that nose guard on it. Oh, I would have loved to have that. Oh, never happens the way you want it to happen when it happens. Oh, I'm making a makeshift now with my glasses because my nose is, you can see it. It's here. It's still got the little groove. I had the straight Roman nose straight. I mean, take a look at my picture when I'm playing the guitar with Jesus there. When I first started playing the guitar on one of my videos, you can see my nose. It's perfectly straight Roman nose. And so I get in the ring. I had dished it out in the past, so I don't know when you're going to collect it, when you're going to get paid back when you're in boxing. You never know. Could be fluke, could be somebody at least expect it, hits you just right and screws you up for a while. So I took and got my gloves on. I got these big horsehair gloves, old, ancient, everlast horsehair gloves. I don't even like fighting with them because they're just sparring, just a spar. I wouldn't use it for a fight or anything because you got to have that, that good punch feeling. But mine were horsehair, everlast, big black gloves, 14 ounce, almost 16, really. The way they looked, they were so bulky. I put them babies on. He puts his little slim with the big wrist. I mean, the wrist was where all the weight was. I says, "Those 14-ounce gloves?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, they're 14-ounce gloves." And he shows me 14-ounce gloves. Oh, okay. All right. But specially made, custom made 14-ounce gloves. No, he'd use them for teach people lessons, I He was the lesson. I don't know whatever happened to him. I don't remember what his name is. I have to look it up. He was a diamond belt champion back in the 70s. Big blonde-haired guy. Weighed about 220, 230, somewhere around there. I'm 160 pounds, but I can hit like a heavyweight. That was my big thing with me. But I was stupid. When it came to jumping in the ring. I always had to learn the lesson. So I jumped in the ring, and we went to town. I am slipping and bobbing and moving. I'm feeling pretty good. I can move around, and I'm getting a workout and this and that. And all of a sudden, a right hand comes so fast. I mean, this guy had a right hand right on the button on the top of my nose. And he smashed my nose. I mean, my nose was over to the side. I mean, it looked like a question mark. It looked like a darn question mark when I broke it. I go, oh, God, got out of the ring and ripped off my gloves and took my fingers, and my baby fingers, and I shoved them all the way up until here. All the way up into here. I shoved my baby finger. On both sides. I'm holding the phone right now. But, see what I can do here. Oh, I hit them up. And I'm straightening out the bone again. I'm going like that, trying to straighten the darn nose. I don't want a crooked nose. Get the hump out of it and stuff. I'm bleeding, gushing blood coming out. Deep, dark red blood coming out all over the place. I'm going, oh, why the hell did he have to hit me, Ryan? Hit me that hard for? What's the matter? Jeez, he was a killer. A narcissist killer. That's what he was. No empathy, nothing. He's just a killer. And that's what you got to be when you're a fighter and you're a champion. You got to be a killer. And when you're in the ring, there's no mercy. You can't hit somebody and say, are you okay? Are you all right? When you're sparring in the gym, that's what I was. I sparred in the gym all the time with the pros. I hit him a good one, and I oh, man, hey, slow it down a little bit, I'd hear from the pros. Slow it down a little bit, come on now. Every time I slowed it down, they ripped me hard. You know, I used to keep them away. You know, I fought. Every time I relented, I got my ass kicked royally when I relented in the ring. And you just can't show mercy in the ring unless the guy is just out cold, standing up on his feet, and you could just whack his head off and kill him probably. You know, then you want to probably show mercy, but not most of the pros. They're not like that. They'll kill you. They will. They're killers. They don't look it. They're nice guys. They go to church on Sunday and all those things. But they get in that ring, and they're killers. And believe me, I have been in the ring with some killers. Really. And this guy, a diamond belt champion of California, heavyweight division. My brother knows his name, knew of him. I told him what happened and everything, you know, how he fixed my nose and everything. You know, I can snap it out of the joint, you know, I can, hang on. It's out of the joint. Snap it back in. Yeah. That's better. I can fool around with it. So you get up in the morning, you make your nose go that way. So it comes back and it's straight. If you make your nose go that that way and it stays that way. It's weird. That's the name of the game. You give it and you get it. And whenever you give, you get back. And that's true. Sooner or later, you get what you give. There's no getting around it. I don't care if you're Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, any of those guys. Of course, I haven't talked to any of those guys since I used to fight back in the 70s and 80s. I don't even know what they're like now. I don't even know if they're still alive, a lot of them. A lot of the middleweights that I knew, that I boxed with, are dead. They died tragic deaths. One guy went nuts, threw his wife out of a 17-story window, threw her right out of the room to her death. And he got probation for it. There's one of those countries down there where you can beat your wife, not have to worry about going to jail for it. But he threw his wife. So he was out on leave to fight, fight for the championship. They used to let him out of jail. All he did was train. You ain't gonna beat that guy. He's in jail and all he does is train. Somebody's really probably wealthy too. Benvenuto, Nino Benvenuto or something like that. Benvenuto, something like that. His name was Brazil or Australia or something. I don't know where he was from. Nino Benvenuti was another one. One of these bizarre guys that did some bizarre things. My brother fought Tony Licata. Tony Licata was half Indian, American Indian, and half Italian. And he was tough. He got in a car accident way back when he was young. Broke his neck or something. And went into rehabilitation and stayed into it and got in real good shape. And got in the ring and started boxing. And before you know it, he was North American champion. Middleweight division. And he fought my brother Mike. He fought my brother Mike in New Orleans for the title elimination. Oh, back in the 70s. I was going to college. I took off college and flew to New Orleans for the fight. It was Tony Licata's hometown. One thing is, you can't beat a guy in his hometown in a decision. It always goes to the hometown. Very rarely. He's got to be really poor relationships with the judges and poor public opinion and everything for you not to win. And I learned that. I learned that lesson when I fought the Navy champion in Troy, New York. I fought Cove Green. I beat him. A 3-round split decision. And the judges came in after the fight. He says, Bill, he says, that was a good fight. He says, but you can't, we got to give all decisions to the champion because he's the one that pays the bills. He pays the cards. If we don't give him a decision, he won't come and fight. We don't have a draw. We don't have people come to watch. So everybody comes to watch the Navy champion fight somebody. And today, it was you. Golden Gloves champion, Buffalo, New York. Big deal. I wasn't even an open champion. I was a novice champion, a barroom fighter. Guy came out of the bars, started beating up on everybody else. So I said, I'll give it a shot. I'm a good barroom fighter. I've had a lot of barroom fights. I've had my ass kicked and I've kicked some ass. Give it a shot. So, anyways, I get into the ring with the Navy champion, Cove Green. And then we go to first round. I'm bobbing and weaving, moving. He can't get set. He's looking to see. He's used to these barroom fighters coming out and their heads are sticking out like it's on a golf tee. And all you're doing, you're getting ready to drive that golf ball 300 yards with your best shot. And that's what he was used to doing. because you get all these amateurs, they don't know what the hell they're doing. So I came in bobbing and weaving and moving, jabbing and jabbing. Everybody said they were on the edge. They didn't know, because they knew that I had a punch, a knockout punch. They didn't know when it was coming. And everybody was on the edge of their seats. They said it was the most exciting amateur fight they've ever watched. That's what they told me. So I'm bobbing, and I don't know if I'm fighting the Navy champion. I'm not going to try to get in there and knock him out cold in the first round and stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm going to save it. I'm going to have all the energy, move it around, show people I know how to box and bob and weave and everything. And that's what I did. And I won the fight. And my corner man was my best friend, best man at my wedding, Lynn. And he ended up an ITT Tech guy, a 4-year degree in engineering, and he had 400, 500 people. He used to boss around. He was a nice guy, though. He liked following his instructions because he did it with a smile. He's always like that. We used to call him the grinning rat. The grinning rat. Because, you know, a rat, it's always smiling. That's the way he was. But anyways, he was in my corner. He says, Bill, he says, after the fight, he says, we know you won the fight. It was obviously you won the fight. And the judges, when they came in after the fight, they apologized, explained that, decisions, you got to knock them down a couple times or knock them out to win. Or decisions, we can't give you decisions. He's our draw. He's our card man. So I says, I'm not going to be pro. I'm going to college. This is a hobby to me. Some hobby. It kept me in shape, though. Kept me in shape. You had to have that energy to get in that ring, and where you needed it the most when you were going with the pros was in the 5th and 6th round. You needed to be real strong in the 5th and 6th round, because after that, 8th round, 9th round, things start slowing down a little bit, especially if you've been wailing on each other pretty hard. And, you get to where you can't even pick up your hands at the end of 10 rounds to block the punches. And if a guy's in shape, he'll just punch it right. He won't even hit hard. He can hit like a muff, He could hit like he's a cream puff or something. But he'd be just pounding on you, and you can't hold your hands up because you're so out of it. You're not in shape good enough to stay with them. That's what the pros used to do. They get you in the last rounds. But amateurs, I could stay with any pro for 3 rounds, my weight. I can do that. I had that confidence too, and I did it. The only time I ever got out is when I went out of my weight. Smaller guys, I dominated that. They could be pros, top notch and everything. I just dominated them. Pushed them away, this and that. Bam, bam. Just did my thing. But you get with the heavyweights, and you got to learn your lesson quick, because I had a cat once, and we moved into this complex. Next door, we had this big, huge red, what do they call that, retriever? A red retriever or whatever. Not a golden retriever, but it was a big red dog. And my cat would come out of the yard, and the dog next door would come out. And we had a big backyard fenced dual complex apartment. And the dog would come out, and my cat would come out, and my cat would chase that dog all over the yard with the dog screaming and whining, and my, he's beating me up, this great big red. So, my cat was used to that. So we moved out in the country, and my cat went out at night and went out. We shouldn't have left him out while we were gone. Went someplace. Because that's when hunting dogs all over the place. They had coon dogs running loose. They would lose their coon hunters would lose their dogs. They'd be searching for them for days and stuff. And they'd knock on your door. Hey, you see my dog? Did you see him? Blah, blah. And what happened was I let my cat out at night, and we left and went to eat. Came back, no cat. Looked around, and I saw it. And been tore up. And my cat, I mean, it was a real, it had 6 litters. We had some stories with that cat. It had a cat in every state coming from Pennsylvania, from Florida to New York. We went on retreat, not retreat, but break. It was break for college, and we had to go home for Christmas, so we drove up. I had a truck full of oranges, big boxes of oranges and stuff, and give everybody. So we're heading on up. Oh, she had a little calico here, and then they had a black one, and they had a red one, and my wife is, she had 6, 7 kittens or some 6 kittens, I think it was, one in each state. Oh, there you go. It's just a thought. And then we get up there, and you got to bring them in to stay overnight. You got to bring them in. Trucks out there with the oranges. You don't realize that it's freezing out. Oh, I get all my oranges. I get into Binghamton, and we got 6 little kitties, and we're staying at a neighbor's, at my brother-in-law's. We're staying there with my mother-in-law. We stay with my mother-in-law when we come home on vacation from college. And we had these little kitties, and couldn't keep them. Everybody was allergic to them in my brother-in-law's house, so. But they put up with it once in a while when we bring them down because they were so cute and beautiful and stuff. And I brought the oranges, and I'm going to give them out to everybody. And I cut one open, and it's froze. And you think, well, wait till they thaw out. They don't. They get pungy and everything. You can't bring oranges up from Florida and freeze them. So ruined all those oranges, too. Grapefruits, I had everything. I lived in the middle of an orange grove, and the owner let me pick some to take home for Christmas to my relatives. But I didn't realize that they would freeze in the truck. What I had to do was keep my truck running all night long, burn up all the gas to keep the oranges from freezing. I never gave it a second thought. But so we have 6 kitties. But to get back to the story, my cat was used to chasing around big dogs. And they're, tail between their legs and screaming. And with my cat, she just thought she was something else. Well, we got out there in the country where they had the wild hunting dogs going after coons and all that stuff. And don't let your cats out. They'll tear them up. And that's what they did. I had was a big beagle I saw, because he came back the next day to check out his kill. And, boy, I dug a hole. I found the cat. I was sorrowful about it and everything. I dug the hole, and it was a mouse hole. I dug down 2-3 feet to bury him. And I opened up this big mouse hole. Mice running all over the place. I says, I plopped my cat in the mouse hole. And I covered it back. I says, there you go. There's your heaven. You were a good cat. And we went out and had a lot more cats after that. But we got 2 nice cats now. We got 2 short tail. And they're mousers. Oh, not even a bug in the house is safe with these things around. And but they're both spaded, both 2 females. And they're my wife's little babies, and she loves them to death, and she takes care of them. They got anything they want. So I even fenced my yard so to keep dogs and stuff out of my yard. But I haven't got it quite finished yet, but it's getting there. Anyways, my homemade, what I have here is a situation where I've had these glasses on when I fell asleep. And when I fall asleep, they get mangled up. when I wake up next day and usually one of the limbs are off. One of the stems that holds the glasses on, this part is off, laying on the floor someplace. And you can't put it back together and everything. So I come up with a new thing. I says, I'm going to make it so I can have, I've got this cord, right? And I put one of those bungee things that you tie around the back of your neck, your hair, one of those little bungee things. And I twisted it around, twisted it around. So I got it so it will slide up and down. Hey. Slide up and down. You can have a piece of rope, whatever you want. You know, and then I attached it. Attached it right here. Yeah, I attached it on both ends. Attached. And then I put it on my head. Get it all the way stretched out. I put it on my head. And it holds on there nice and loose, you know. And that's the way I got to use it. But if I tighten that thing up in the back to make them so they're on my head tight, because I'm going to go do something like go for a walk or do some chores, or I make it tight in the back so it's tight to my head. But then these things dig into my nose and dig into my finger. So I got a cotton ball. It's only for around the house. I don't go no place with these glasses on. I got a pair of glasses. Halfway decent. They're old, but you just have the stems on them if I want to go someplace. These are old prescriptions, so I mean, I can see and everything, but they're not my prescription, new prescription, where I have you can see here, let's see. Yeah, you can see it right here. It's come off. They tint them. They make them so when you go out in the sun, they're tinted and all that. So I took a cotton ball and I put it in there. And I took some of it out. And it works. It's not 100%. It doesn't look that great, but it works for around the house. Every little thing. My glasses. And a little story. I tell a little story. And then this is that black tape. I'm telling you, you gotta have this black tape. I'm almost out of it. What? This is anything you want to stick, to fix temporarily, or make it so you can hang pictures or whatever you want. You fold that stuff up a little bit, put it on the back of the picture, and put it to the wall. And I've got those picture tags things that you can use too, but they cost. I don't use them. I should use them. They're pretty good too. They stick them on the wall, and then you stick them on the wall, and then you can pull them, and they'll come off the wall, and they won't leave a mark on the wall. I got those type of things, and I got the hooks that are attached to those things. You can put hooks on the wall like that, and pull it, and it will come right off the wall, and not leave a hole in the wall or anything. That's what I got holes in my walls. I got plastered walls, but I got the little plaster patch thing that I use. Just squeeze it in the hole and put my finger around it. You don't even see the hole anymore. So that's what I use there. But I'm trying to get this phone. I don't care what anybody says, but they're making the slipperiest phones that I've ever had in my life are being made by Android and iPhone. You can't hold them in your hand. They slip all over the place. I'm trying to put some type of a tape on them. Right now I've got, let me switch this around. Let me get this off of here. All right. And I've got tape. Try to be coordinated. Oh, that goes on. anyways, I got this little get up right here. What the heck? Now I got a little get up here. All right, and I put my phone on. Now on the back of it, you can use. I got this double end tape, and come on, this little double end. Oh, come on. The tape comes off. I can't. This stuff. Look how sticky this is, right? This stuff is so sticky. It's that double end stuff. You take it off and put it on, and you take off the other end, and you put anything you want up to it. But this phone will not stick to it for a very long time. I mean, it will stick, right? Like this. I can put it on like that. Push down on it. Hold it there, and it will stick. But give it 10 minutes or so and it will actually work its way off that stick that I got on the back. It will work its way off. It won't stick to it. So I figured out another way. I got this black tape. I'm telling you about. Come on. Well, it's gonna give me a hard time. Oh, it is tough tape. I'm gonna have to throw this away because I can't. Once you put it, can you believe this crap? I'm going through this stuff. It will rip rather than pull it apart. It will rip apart. You can't get it. Once you stick those two ends together like that, you can't get them apart. But if you have the sticky part here, the sticky part, and you put them on the black to the stick, all right, and it sticks good. And then you can pull it off too. And it will come out. But if you put the two sticky parts together like I did here, you can't get them apart. I mean, you probably could. I mean, if you really want. But you're not going to have. Let me see. Try it one more time. Man, I'm telling you. There's no doing it. You can't get it apart. Well, that's how good this black tape is. All right? And what I usually do is I'll make it so it's all sticky. All right? I'll fold it so many times I'll let it stick until I get it so it's sticky on both ends. Sticky here, sticky there, you know. And then I'll put it on, I don't know, I get a picture, a little card. Here, let me try this one here. What do we got here? A reparation for the Immaculate Heart of Mary. All right. Okay. This is my little card I got here. She made an apparition to 3 children, Our Lady of Lourdes, or Our Lady of Fatima. And then on the back of it, I just put this. Now, if I want, it will come off. It will come off, but it's just enough that wherever I want. Let me see. I'll do my hand. I'll do it with my hand. Just press on that. And that's what you do when you want to put it on the wall or whatever. It's on my hand now. That's what I do with that. That's what I do with that black tape. Ooh. And the longer it stays on, the harder it is to get off. Some reason that it melds into There you have it.